I seen a kind of a rough cut of it, yeah.
What do you think of it?
I'm very pleased with it.
What is it that pleases?
10 celebrities whose transformations left fans speechless. What happens when Hollywood's most beautiful faces become unrecognizable? Can you imagine walking past your favorite movie star without even knowing it's them? And why do some celebrities choose to completely abandon the looks that made them famous? Fame freezes people in time. We remember them at their peak. That perfect movie moment, that iconic album cover, that magazine spread that defined an era. Their faces become cultural landmarks, fixed points in our collective memory. That's what makes their transformations so shocking. The celebrities we're exploring today haven't just aged. They've become entirely different people. Some through the natural ravages of hard living, others through surgical interventions gone wrong. These aren't subtle changes requiring side-by-side photos to spot. These are transformations so extreme that if you passed these former icons on the street today, you wouldn't recognize them. According to a veteran Hollywood plastic surgeon quoted in the research, between the actual aging process, substance abuse, and repeated surgical interventions, there comes a point where the original person essentially disappears. Mickey Rourke.
Well, I had the opportunity to work with a director who knows about working with actors, and I had the opportunity.
The handsome casualty. In the 1980s, Mickey Rourke wasn't just handsome, he was breathtaking. With his smoldering gaze, perfect bone structure, and dangerous charisma, he embodied raw sexuality that made films like 9.5 Weeks cultural phenomena. Critics compared him to a young Marlon Brando. If you saw him walking down the street today, you wouldn't even know it was him. A casting director who worked with Rourke in his prime recalled that he had that rare quality where the camera was absolutely obsessed with his face. The transformation began when Rourke, dissatisfied with his acting career, returned to boxing. Between 1991 and 1994, he fought professionally, suffering multiple facial injuries, broken nose, shattered cheekbone, compressed facial bones. But boxing alone didn't create this dramatic change. Rather than allowing his injuries to heal naturally, Rourke underwent reconstructive surgeries performed by doctors he would later describe as unqualified. The results were catastrophic. Here's where it gets truly shocking. It wasn't just one bad procedure. A film producer noted it was a cascade of surgical interventions, each trying to fix problems created by the previous operation. His eyes changed shape. His skin texture transformed. The architectural perfection of his bone structure was replaced by something swollen and uncertain. A plastic surgeon who analyzed his transformation observed that if you showed someone his 1986 picture beside one from today, they would insist these are completely different people. Rourke himself told the Daily Mail, "I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together. I had my nose broken twice. I had 5 operations on my nose and 1 on a smashed cheekbone." The irony? His destroyed face eventually became an asset, earning him an Oscar nomination for The Wrestler in 2008, where his battered appearance perfectly suited the character. Brigitte Bardot.
English, Miss Bardot.
Fine.
You have been studying it?
No. No,
How-
I have forgotten everything now.
Where did you learn to speak English?
The beauty who walked away. In the 1950s and 60s, Brigitte Bardot wasn't just beautiful. She was beauty itself. Her features became the reference point against which other women were measured. She was the sex symbol of her generation. Then she walked away from all of it, deliberately, completely, and without looking back. In 1973, at just 39 years old and still at the height of her beauty and fame, Bardot shocked the world by announcing her retirement from film. She moved to Saint-Tropez and dedicated her life to animal rights activism. More shocking than her career abandonment was her complete rejection of beauty maintenance. The meticulous hair, makeup, and styling that created the Bardot look disappeared overnight. A cultural historian explained, "This wasn't just aging naturally. This was someone at the absolute pinnacle of glamour deliberately rejecting every aspect of that former identity." The carefully coiffed blonde hair became wild and unkempt. The sophisticated makeup disappeared. Now in her late 80s, she's virtually unrecognizable from the woman who graced magazine covers worldwide. What makes Bardot's transformation unique is its intentionality. She chose this path deliberately, a conscious rejection of the beauty standard she herself helped create. She told Vanity Fair in 2012, "I gave my beauty and youth to men. I'm going to give my wisdom and experience to animals." Val Kilmer. The voice and face transformed. In the 1980s and 90s, Val Kilmer embodied a particular kind of American male beauty, confident, square-jawed, with piercing eyes. As Iceman in Top Gun, Jim Morrison in The Doors, and Batman in Batman Forever, he projected physical perfection. Today, both his face and his iconic voice have been transformed beyond recognition by throat cancer. A director, who worked with Kilmer, remembered, "Val had that rare quality of seeming both physically perfect and intellectually engaged. His voice had this distinctive quality that made even ordinary dialogue sound meaningful." The transformation began gradually with weight gain in the 2000s. Then came the throat cancer diagnosis in 2015. Treatment saved his life but permanently altered everything that made him recognizable. Most significantly, surgery on his trachea permanently damaged his vocal cords. Kilmer now speaks using an electrolarynx device that creates a robotic, artificial voice entirely different from his natural speech. An entertainment journalist noted, "This wasn't just physical appearance changing. This was the loss of one of the most recognizable voices in Hollywood." Jan Michael Vincent. Airwolf's fallen star. In the 1970s and early 80s, Jan Michael Vincent was the definition of California golden boy good looks. With sun-bleached hair, a perfect smile, and surfer physique, he became one of television's highest-paid actors on Airwolf, earning $200,000 per episode. His physical deterioration would become so extreme that even dedicated fans wouldn't recognize him. Vincent's decline began with alcohol and drug abuse that was extreme even by Hollywood standards. The physical deterioration took a dramatic turn after a 1996 car accident that nearly killed him, breaking 3 vertebrae and permanently damaging his vocal cords. The final chapter came in 2012 when infection forced doctors to amputate his right leg. By his final public appearances, the golden California surfer had transformed into someone decades older than his actual age. A former colleague observed, "He was gone before he was even dead." The vibrant, charismatic actor disappeared long before his actual death, replaced by someone who seemed to barely remember his former self. When Vincent died in 2019 at age 73, many fans were shocked to learn he had still been alive. Axl Rose. When the night train has aged. In the late 1980s, Axl Rose wasn't just a rock star, he was the rock star. As the frontman of Guns N' Roses, his lean, serpentine physique and distinctive features defined rock sexuality for an entire generation. The man who appears on stage today bears almost no resemblance to that iconic figure. A music journalist recalled, "Axl had this hypnotic quality that was impossible to look away from. His lean face with those sharp cheekbones and intense eyes created this impression of barely contained energy." After Guns N' Roses' original lineup dissolved in the mid-90s, Rose largely disappeared from view. When he re-emerged in the 2000s, fans were shocked. The lean, angular face had become rounded and full. The defined jawline had softened considerably. A concert promoter noted, "I've literally seen fans in the audience looking confused when he first appears on stage, as though they're not quite sure if they're seeing an imposter." Meg Ryan.
Fair. But you have to accept that these things happen in life.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Isn't anybody in charge around here?
When America's sweetheart change. Her face. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, Meg Ryan wasn't just a movie star. She was the definitive romantic comedy heroine. With her distinctive blend of girl-next-door approachability and quirky charm, she created iconic moments in When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, and You've Got Mail. Then her surgical transformation in the early 2000s shocked fans and permanently altered her career trajectory. A casting director recalled, "Meg had this perfect combination of accessibility and beauty. Her slightly crooked smile and crinkly eyes when she laughed created this sense of authenticity that audiences connected with immediately. Ryan's transformation became apparent around 2003 when she appeared with noticeably altered lips and facial structure. A celebrity image consultant explained the procedures appeared to include significant lip augmentation, cheek implants or fillers, and possible brow and facelifts. What made this particularly jarring was how it altered the very expressions that made her famous. A film critic observed, "The tragedy of Meg's transformation was that it erased the very qualities that had made her America's sweetheart. The approachability, the quirky expressiveness. The career impact was immediate and devastating. Leading roles became scarce, with Ryan eventually stepping away from mainstream Hollywood almost entirely. These transformations remind us that fame captures people in a moment, but time and circumstance spare no one. Whether through illness, accident, deliberate choice, or surgical misadventure, these celebrities have become living testaments to how dramatically the human face can change, sometimes becoming unrecognizable even to those who once knew every line and feature by heart."